Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars, and let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 1 day time frame for Bitcoin, because this bullish signal has now finally confirmed. I know that in my last couple of videos I have basically shown you the bullish and the bearish scenario, because we were trading in between this critical level of resistance at 112.5k and this critical level of support sitting at 110k. But as you can already see right here, we finally closed a candle above 112.5k, guys, meaning that we have gotten the bullish confirmation on this 1 day time frame. And besides that, you can also see that we are about to get a 2-day candle close above this critical area of resistance. And as we already have in the charts here, a break is a bullish confirmation. So Bitcoin is finally looking bullish once again. We were looking at a downtrend for quite a long time because we were forming lower lows and lower highs. But notice how right here we actually have a higher low in comparison to this lowest low right here. And then from here we have a high and a higher high, finally confirming that new uptrend that we are now officially in. So the bullish signal is in, and so long as we do not break back down below this ascending trend line for Bitcoin, currently sitting at about 112k, then we are simply looking bullish, looking for higher price action for Bitcoin as well. Another thing to take note of is the fact that we broke out above this descending trend line in the RSI momentum indicator. So once again, we got that classic signal that we keep looking for over and over again on the channel. How many times have we seen this, guys? We break a downtrend, in the RSI, and the Bitcoin price starts heading into overbought conditions for Bitcoin once again. So that is also the base case that I am looking at for Bitcoin right now. We are eventually going to reach this overbought territory in the RSI momentum indicator. So I'm just going to mark this in the chart here as well, so we can just keep taking a look at this as time progresses. Now, finally, let's move on to this 3-day time frame for Bitcoin, because here you can see that we still have 1 day actually left before we get the candle close here. So in the absolute worst case scenario, we would still get a candle close below 112k. But right now it is not looking very likely that that is going to happen. So to be very clear, overall, I am leaning more bullish on Bitcoin so long as we are holding above this ascending trend line that I already showed you earlier in this video. And something else to take note of here in the immediate short term on this 4-hour time frame is the fact that we are in this ascending channel pattern. So we have an ascending line of resistance currently sitting at 114.8k, and we have an ascending line of support currently sitting at about 111.4k. Now, this isn't really a pattern or something where if we break out of it, then we have some kind of price target to the upside, but overall it is good to have this as some context of the current market where we are trading in, and that so long as we are not breaking out of the pattern, we should be expecting some resistance to be here. And even if we were to now see a big rejection to the downside, then we should be expecting some kind of support here along the bottom of this ascending channel. Moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. First of all, on this 1 month time frame, notice how right here we still have massive liquidity to the upside, sitting as high as 115.2k and even as high as 118.9k as well. However, keep in mind that we do also have a lot of liquidity to the downside here, for example at 112.9k and even as low as 109,000. Now, for reference, 112.9k is right around here in the Bitcoin price. So for example, if we were to now just see a short-term rejection to the downside, I am expecting us to be targeting at least this big pocket of liquidity that we have right here. Now, before I move on to these Bitcoin ETF flow tables, guys, I quickly want to talk about this level of liquidity at 106.8k. Of course, in my recent videos where I showed you the bull case and the bear case for Bitcoin, it was still completely on the table that if we were to break down below 110 110K, that we needed to look for a possible move back down to new lows in order to take out all of that liquidity there. So what is my current outlook now that we have actually confirmed the bull case for Bitcoin here? As far as I'm concerned, once again, so long as we are holding above this ascending trend line, I am not looking for this level of liquidity to be swept. However, if we are now breaking this uptrend here sometime soon, then we are looking at the exact same scenario where if we are breaking below 110K, very, very likely at that point, we are going to be making new lows for Bitcoin after that as well. Now, lastly, let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin ETF flow tables, because yesterday we got a massive inflow of about $740 million into the Bitcoin ETFs. So overall, the Bitcoin ETFs are having an upwards pressuring effect on the Bitcoin price. Either way, this has been today's market update. Don't forget to check out the RT1M community on Discord. You can take a look at this with the link in the video description. You can find it on exchangehawks.com/RT1M community. And of course, it is completely free to join. So go ahead and check that out in the video description. But either way, if you do end up joining the community or not, thank you for watching once again. And I will see you tomorrow in the next one.